podcast Arise!
Hello everyone, and welcome to AppliEpisode 26 of LostinTranslationmon. This time we watched I'm a Protagonist, The Meeting with Gatchmon, and Jay doesn't want to participate because it was a recap. We did watch it, but we actually invited a friend, and we invited, my friend's name is Sasha. Sasha, hello.
Hello, it was a clip show. What a way to introduce me to a TV show.
So our intention, well my intention, Jay said it was a dumb idea, was that because this episode is sort of designed to be a good introduction episode since they've moved the time slot and they want to try and bring new people into Appmon, we thought that if we brought someone to watch this, would they get the general idea of what Appmon is? And we wanted to test that theory. And yeah, so this is basically a recap. So we won't go into the synopsis at all because they just sort of said, hey, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. And they also had a new intro and outro songs, which of course Eugene and Offmon were in, which is big spoils. And then ended the episode with, next time on, we are saved by, it can't be. And then of course, since we've seen the intro and outro, we know, Eugen probably saves them. So yeah, what did you think about this?
I hate clip shows and I hate children's shows. So this is a really good intersection of the things I love. I'm not good at this. This is going to be a good episode.
Good episode.
This is going to be such a good episode.
No, you're good though.
No, I would have preferred it not to be commentary. I would have preferred if they just hacked together a movie-length episode or something. It would have been much better, I reckon. This wasn't fantastic, and I think that it jumped around a bunch. Although I was told that it wasn't jumping around a bunch, but it just seemed that way because I haven't seen the show. Yeah,
so do you feel like you were missing any information?
I think I missed a lot of information. I think I might have to go back and watch the entire series from the start. Oh my god, it did its job, Dab.
Well, they did just release the first volume on DVD, so you can watch that in all its Japanese glory.
I really don't think I'm going to.
I own it.
Oh god.
You did sign up to.
No.
That's what, if you're here, you now have to watch all
I have to watch how many episodes? 25?
This is the 26th episode.
Oh god. It hurts.
To be fair, it's not terrible. I feel like this, as someone who has seen the first 25 episodes, I feel this was not a good way, it wasn't a good episode to show people, and I feel like if I was, not aware of what Appmon was, I'd still have a lot of questions. This sort of jumped around far too much, I completely agree with you, and I feel that it didn't show any positive bits of the show. It didn't show you, how clever, and as I said, we watched this, the three of us, so Jay was there. And Jay said, but there's a really cool part, when we have Dogatchmon and Timon and it makes Globemon and it's, the global positioning app. And we didn't get any of that in this episode, and I feel like that is what makes Appmon the strongest. It draws people in because it's got these really intelligent designs of the apps that are just this is this app plus this app makes, this app. And I feel like they were lacking in explanations. Did you get, because I know they did briefly explain fusing, but I'm not sure if they explained it enough that a new person would understand.
Everything that I actually know about the show was from the comments that you and Jay were making while we were watching it, because I'm like, this doesn't make sense. I don't know what they're showing to me. They showed the AR field.
Yeah.
And I just assumed that when you stick the chip into the sideways PS Vita, it makes them show up in the in the augmented reality. But then you guys were like, no, that's just going into the Matrix.
No, Appli Rising is when you make them in the real world, because otherwise they're just this little transparent little thing that just hovers around on its chip.
Yeah, I feel like that's really disappointing to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, they do go into the Matrix, and that's the AR field, but that's just made by, they hold up their Appli Drive and slide into this world. Yeah,
they're specifically sideways.
They're sideways PS Vitas.
Yeah.
Hey, we know, someone is playing it. Hey, we know it's an alternate universe because they actually have their PS Vitas.
Yeah.
Did you like any of the characters, or did you feel like you know enough about the characters? Because I feel like they did try to explain what each of the character is, and how they act and what their partner is like, or their buddy. And do you have any thoughts about the characters, or do you feel like it's not explained well enough?
It was too brief, I think. I don't know them as people. I hardly know them as passing by archetype
tropes.
Yeah, I can't even tell you. I know there's the teen idol who has the classic, I'm a really mean, tsundere girl, but I'm actually super cute. I don't feel like I like her. but only because I only saw things that made me not like her in this episode. And then there's the kid. His name is Narutomon.
Yeah, Astra.
Asutora. He is really annoying because his catchphrase happens too much, and that's all I know about him.
See, the catchphrase kind of, both Jay and I hated it first, but then it kind of warmed to us because he started to do it in funny ways. Like he would do it like, and be leaning back, and everyone will be ignoring him, and he'll fall backwards. Or he'll do it like in midair and hurt himself. And yeah, I feel like they do it in funny ways at least. Aries' catchphrase where she'll punch you.
Yeah.
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 The funniest one she's ever done is, because she's an idol, she was on stage and she was basically like, be happy or I'll follow you to your house and I'll punch you.
Yeah. I don't know. Her catchphrase seems really contrived. And actually both catchphrases are way too long. But I think that just is because it's a children's show and it's not meant, like, I'm not the target audience anymore. That's really sad.
Do you feel like you'd like the show if you were 8?
I don't know. I enjoyed the original Digimon series when I was a youngin', but I hated it when they started coming into the real world. That was really disappointing.
Really? Because that was like the parts that Jay liked the most about Digimon.
That's the thing. I don't remember it. All I remember is they fought in too many car parks and it got boring.
They did destroy a lot of cars.
That was like my entire takeaway from season 2 of Digimon.
I know in season 3 they fight in an actual car park with a bunny with guns.
Maybe it's that. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. But then I thought it was really cool when they started going back into the digital world and they fused with their Digimon, and then there was that dude who was like a lion who could fly and punch things. That was cool. That's
Digimon Tamers, I'm pretty sure you're thinking of.
Okay.
Which the fandom has said is the best season.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I think that Atmon is better than that.
So yeah,
so far.
I don't have enough information. All I know is when I was a kid, I liked Digimon, and if this has a similar feel to it, it's probably good for kids. This episode was not good for showing me.
Oh, yeah, I would agree with you. I would say it's not particularly a good way to introduce people, as it doesn't explain enough and explains too much that I feel like kids, they're not going to pay attention to, all these concepts being shoved down their brain holes.
No.
And I feel like they're going to get one or two, like, ideas, and they're going to base whether or not they watch it up out of that. And I feel like, I know this isn't particularly a good episode for showing how that would go, but I still like Atmon. Like, it hasn't soured me on Atmon, because I know that this was an episode just designed for new people. Hence why I brought you on.
I mean, it doesn't invalidate every other episode that you've seen so far that you've seemed to enjoy.
Yeah, like it's not, it's bad, and I would rank it quite low. I feel like for fairness, I'll put it on the same level as the first episode when I'm ranking it, because I have a little ranking where I rank all the episodes. But no, I wouldn't say that it was a good episode, and I don't think it's particularly good for introducing people. Do you have any thoughts?
I don't know. From what I've seen, this seems to share, like, in that whole, like, children's anime trope of all the things are too long and repetitive. Like, anytime anybody digivolves, I'm assuming it's like a 20-second thing and it's always the same.
Yep.
Yeah.
Except the music's not as good.
I don't like that, and I didn't like that when I was a kid. When I was watching Sailor Moon or whatever, I'd always skip it.
Yeah. Well, it's always like the same stock footage. Stock footage. Or sock footage.
Sock footage.
Sock footage. Stock footage, sock footage. Yeah, dab footage.
There you go.
Also, Astra dabs and takes selfies a lot, and we saw that in the new intro, that he is taking a selfie with his partner, and that sort of shows he's the millennial, even though they're all millennials. Yeah. Astra's the most millennial.
Yeah, Narutomon definitely seems to be a kid.
Yeah. Even though, like, all the other characters are still, like, 13, he's 11.
He's 12. I work with enough children, I know he's 12.
And did you like any of the designs of the Atmons, or do you think that they're silly?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the Atmons. I know that, Astra has Musicmon, and that's the only... Oh, no, wait, no. And then the main green-haired person, they have Searchmon.
Gatchmon. He's a search engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't actually like the character design for Gatchmon, but I like the idea behind it.
Yeah, see, I didn't like... When I first saw him, I wasn't really fussed on the design, but it's kind of grew on me. He's kind of like a mongoose with, like, a helmet. Yeah,
I think it's just there's too much going on. They tried to force the search engine, like, magnifying glass into the design, and I don't think it works as well as they think it does.
What about the premise of Atmon? Like, you understand sort of the basic premise is they're based on...
Apps come to life.
Apps. Yeah. What do you think of that?
I really don't know. I think I need to actually experience the show properly to be able to get a good feel for that, because I don't think it was represented very well in this episode.
Oh, it was not. And that's what I think is the most disappointing part, because that's definitely for me, it's the strongest point. It's not so much anything else that they've shown in this episode. The strongest point is how clever they can get. Like, there's one episode, and it's Dogachmon, who is Gatchmon and Navimon. So he's search and GPS. So he was fighting a camera app. So he was trying to work out where all the cameras were, because he was able to see all the moves he ever made, so he wasn't able to hide, because all the cameras were watching him and knew where he was. So what Dogachmon did was he was able to find where all the cameras were located, and he was able to create a path that would skip all the cameras. And that episode is the best episode. It was episode 4.
Huh.
And all
Okay,
the, like, you know, here's my ranking, 10, 21, 19, 16, 20, and they're under episode 4. But that was really showing off, like, what Atmon actually is and what they can do is. And I feel like that is clever, and I'm surprised they didn't actually show that at all.
Well, what they did show is that some of the characters are just super OP, like Hackmon and the one where they explode the sky into thousands of...
Oh, yeah, Globemon.
Yeah.
Well, Globemon has a time limit of 60 seconds, which they didn't actually say in the episode. I'm not even sure if they showed you the 60-second countdown.
They showed me a countdown, but I think it was like the last 5 seconds of it or something.
Yeah. They did, but it wasn't explained what it was.
No, not really.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, that seems super OP. And also, why is there a 60-second limit to him?
Because he's too OP. Like, all the...
So it's just the writers are like, we need to find some way to limit this.
I guess, but they're sort of say, their ultimate level Atmon, they're like legendary.
Yeah.
So you can only be able to hold that form for 60 seconds because it's so powerful.
Oh, so it's all legendaries are that way.
It's everyone at that level. It's not just Globemon.
It seems pretty arbitrary.
Yeah, it's if everyone at that level has a 60-second time limit.
Yeah.
Except for the big tentacle one that I said naughty comments about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That one wasn't actually shown to have a time limit, even though she's that level too. And she
Fetus Spidermon didn't have a time limit.
We didn't get shown one, and it was definitely there for longer than 60 seconds.
Okay.
So is
maybe they hacked the time.
But she's not a hacker. The Hackmon.
Wait, okay, no, but like you said that the space time one, who has absolute control of time, has a time limit.
Yes, Globemon.
Why does Globemon
limit.
just not freeze time?
That is a very good point, because Timon in his episode actually froze time, and he said, "I was able to drink 5 cups of coffee. It was tea. I was able to drink 5 cups of tea while I froze time." And he's just sitting there drinking tea, and he just unfreezes time, and they're just staying there still in the battle. And he's like, yeah, I'm just drinking tea over here.
So they've already established that it's possible, and they just disregard it when the most powerful Digimon should be doing that.
I never realised that, but that is amazing. Why didn't they do that?
Probably because it's a TV show for children.
And also, maybe we're not actually sure if Globemon has time, just straight up time powers, because he's not Timon anymore, but I don't know, I feel like that'd be pretty cool to explore.
What happens if every single Atmon ever just digivolve together, just digifuse together?
Some of them aren't, like, it's not possible for them. They can app-link, which is just sort of like, they're buffed slightly, like they might have them on their shoulders, and like we saw this happen with Dogachmon and Raidramon, and Dogachmon had the wings of Raidramon.
I did not remember that at all. That did not come through in the episode.
And there was also Roleplaymon, and he had Roleplaymon's sword and shield.
I remember Roleplaymon. He seemed pretty cool.
Yeah, that was like the second best episode for like a long time. And then the other episodes pushed away, which is good, but nothing can beat episode 4.
Okay. This episode didn't seem great.
No, I don't think it was.
But,
yeah.
I don't know. I probably wouldn't give the show a shot myself, but I can see why it might appeal to children.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's not a show for people in their 20s. It's a show for children.
Yeah.
And I like it. It's quite a good show for children, and I'm going to continue watching it. But this episode, it wouldn't draw me in. It might if I was young, but I feel like I'd be still over. This episode would be overwhelming with all this information. Like, okay, what's this? What's the deep web? What's the surface web? You only briefly explained it. And
they didn't even explain it. They just broached the topic. They're just like, hey, this is a thing that we know how to say.
I feel like every topic was just sort of glossed over in the slightest way, and they didn't give, like, they showed, like, the video of what it was, but they didn't like explain it further
Yeah,
than this is this.
I don't think this was a good recap episode. I definitely think there's avenues they could have taken that would have been better, such as, a longer episode that was just a bunch of the best bits, or like even just an episode where they are doing something. It's like an original episode and they just keep referencing, oh, remember how in this other episode we beat the monster doing this? We should do that again.
Yeah.
And just like bring examples from the past into a new episode.
The best clip show of all time is the Community one, because all the clips they reference back to were not from anything.
Yeah, that one is
they
good.
Were all also original content.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Do you have any other thoughts about this or about Atmon?
No, I don't know. Not really.
Well, now we're going to pull Jay over to read the outro because my mouth is tired from words.
All right, everybody, join us for the next episode of Digimon. Alright, damn it. Alright, everybody, join us for the next episode of AppliEpisode, episode 27, the 5th Appli driver.
I wonder who that could be. You're reading the whole thing. I'm tired.
What? Oh,
because you didn't participate in the episode.
Well, I was busy. So email us at LostinTranslationmon@gmail.com, or you can comment on the episode or message us on SoundCloud. You can follow us at @TranslationMon on Twitter, and you can find us on LostinTranslationmon on Tumblr, Facebook, and YouTube.
And Instagram now. I forgot to add that in, but yeah, Instagram.
We have a discussion.
Thank you.
Nice. We have a discussion thread on With the Will and a Reddit thread on the Atmon subreddit. We'd appreciate it if you were to review us on iTunes and or Stitcher, and we have a website now, which you can check out to see our weekly poll and our upcoming episodes. You can donate to our Patreon, which is linked in the description, from as little as $1 a month. $1 a month will get you access to our listener Slack chat group, but high levels get you exclusive notes, information, early and unedited episode recordings, the ability to suggest discussion topics, Skype calls with me and Jay, and more. If we reach our next milestone, which we just did. No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. Not the next one.
The next milestone. We'll start a monthly series covering the Digimon manga. That sounds interesting. And also thank you to all our current Patreon supporters. Sam Krieger, who has a podcast called The Moncast, which talks about Pokemon and Digimon. Stevie, who's also Stevie on YouTube, and you can find a link to their channel in the description. Wu Xinglong, who you can find at twitch.tv/Wu Xinglong. Metal Mamemon, Joe, Anime Guy, who's Anime Guy Kurosaki and the number one on YouTube. Chuckmon, Ishpol Bamba, Hiro Olato, who's at Hiro Olato on Twitter. Jason Morosky, Ryuchi, who's Frost Miragic on Archive of Our Own, Stephen Reeves, who's at WildLink64 on Twitter, Kaidawashi, Mac, Noam, Riku, Red and Garen from Breakfast with Digimon, which is another Digimon podcast you can find on SoundCloud, Chisai, who you can follow at Chisai236 on Tumblr, Corey, Kyle, The Lady Bugman, whose anime blog you can find at bagubaragu.wordpress.com, Small Wolfie, who's on Tapastic as Small Wolfie and has a comic called Eden of Melancholy, Tom, and Glitchgoat. You can also make a one-off donation on PayPal, which you can find linked in the description. It's paypal.me/airdramon. Just make sure to let us know it's for the podcast, or May will accidentally spend it on Digimon gear.
Probably. Thank you for reading all that, by the way. CJ participated. Yay! And, of course, thanks to Sasha. And, Sasha, you have a YouTube. What is it called?
I have many YouTubes, but probably the one that is the most active is the one with the most swearing, which is Gamer Galaxy.
Gamer Galaxy.
Gamer Galaxy.
And is youtube.com/Gamer Galaxy, yeah.
Gamer Galaxy, yeah, because Gamer Galaxy was taken. So, yeah, you can find Sasha on Gamer Galaxy, which is Gamer Galaxy, yeah, on YouTube.
Or Figmentum Productions.
What is that?
That's his production company, right?
Yeah,
okay, that's pretty cool.
Company, that's where my films go.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
You should watch those.
You should watch those, because, yeah, I believe Sasha has been in our Digimon board game amazing episodes that we've done, and is our filmmaker friend that we've referred to in the past.
Hey, Lamau.
And, yeah, we are consulting Sasha for, like, better equipment so we can up this, because when I said, hey, we'll record on my microphone, he said, can I bring mine? Because it hurts him to have anything low quality. So you can like, be best assured that anything that we...
You should be best assured.
That's roughly a phrase. That's like half a phrase. So, yeah, we'll be consulting our good friend Sasha. And thanks for being on, Sasha.
No problem, guys. It's hurt me a lot.
We're getting a thumbs up. Sasha, have we added like something else you're allergic to now?
Probably.
It's a long list of things you're allergic to.
Now you're allergic to anime.
No!
Alright, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
And don't forget to check out this week's poll, is Poliwrath a frog? See attached video for reference.
Bye.
It's not a frog.
It is a glass frog.
It's not a frog!
It is!